We have to address that first reading from Moses for the book of Numbers. Basically, Moses was given authority by God to govern the people. And not all the time did they follow his authority until God himself spoke to the people through Aaron and the community gathered. So we're talking about the presence of God not seen. They did not see God. They saw a cloud over the Ark of the Covenant, but they didn't see God. They heard his voice. In the New Testament, we have Jesus who is seen. And as a matter of fact, these stories that we hear today come right after some of the miracles that Jesus had performed, feeding people, healing people. And he needed a break. He needed like a summer break, summer vacation. And he went off to pray. And while he was praying, the disciples did their thing. They were fishing. They were fishermen. Then the storm came. Now this is for us, the storm. What's the storm of our lives? Every one of us has some sort of a storm, an inconvenience, an illness, an unemployment, harsh words from our family members. There's always storms in our lives going around. And what does Jesus do? He walks on the water. He lets his disciples know that he's more powerful than the storm. He's more powerful than the ocean. He walks on it, and they see him. They didn't believe their eyes, of course. I could understand that. And they shouted in fear. And Jesus read their hearts and probably heard them screaming, "Don't be afraid, it's me. It is I," he says. And he bids them come forward. And Peter says, "If you really are Jesus, call me forward. I want to walk on the water and come to you." And he did. Now, as soon as he realized that he was walking on water, and the wind and the terrifying rains were so powerful, he sunk. He doubted and sunk. He doubted the moment Christ called him, and he sunk. Now that's where we are. Jesus heals, yes, we know that. Jesus reaches his hands out to us, and sometimes we miss it. Sometimes it just goes right over our head, because Jesus' hand doesn't look like the hand of Jesus on the crucifix. It might look like the hand of a friend, a neighbor, a sister, a brother. It might look like the hand of a stranger. And we miss it. We miss the opportunity of connecting with people, and that connection connects us with God. Just as Moses and Aaron did not see God, they heard God, they experienced God. Basically, that's how we are available to God and open to God. We don't necessarily see him, but when we are in prayer, he hears us, and he reaches out his hands and expects us to grab onto his hands and hold tight. Now, that might look like prayer. It might look like charity. It might look like going out of ourselves and taking care of a person or an event in our lives. It might look like standing up for the rights of other people in our community who might be prejudiced against. So, us reaching back to hold the hand of Jesus is our way of bringing his power and prayer into our own lives and into the world itself. It's a connection. The two hands come together. Jesus reaches out. We grab onto him, and then we go. We don't take the hand with us. We just go. He's in our hearts. He's in our prayer. So when we as Catholics leave Holy Mass, we're leaving with that ability to bring Jesus with us. And he's not going to be seen right in front of our faces. As Mother Teresa used to say, her mission was to see Jesus in the distressing disguise of the poor. Well, we can see Jesus in our sisters and brothers, in our friends we pray for, in people who are literally on the street, we can see Jesus and make a discerning option for how to act, how to connect, how to hold on to Jesus. Charity, prayer, patience, flexibility, time. There are a lot of ways of holding on to Jesus, and it's all within our hands. And we take those hands and put them in the hands of Jesus. And he's with us, always.